I had just finished setting up a new fiber optic line at my lake cabin. After years of slow internet that barely loaded a single YouTube video without freezing, I decided it was finally time to upgrade. The line ran directly from my property to the main network hub in town, giving me blazing fast internet and full control over my connection. I loved it. It was private, secure, and, most importantly, untouchable by anyone who didn't own the property. That blissful solitude, however, didn't last long. It was a sunny afternoon, and I was sitting on the porch, sipping iced tea, when I noticed something odd. A small device blinking intermittently near my gate. Curious, I got up and walked closer. It was one of those HOA monitoring gadgets, some sort of signal tap or network interceptor. Karen. Of course it was Karen. She couldn't resist meddling with my property, even after everything that had happened. I picked up the device, examined it, and chuckled. Trying to spy on my internet, are we? I muttered. Later that evening, I watched as her car rolled slowly past my cabin, the device still in her hand. That's when an idea struck me. If she wanted to interfere with my line, I could make it educational for her. I went inside and accessed the network interface. With a few quick keystrokes, I redirected the HOA's spying device to the lowest possible bandwidth. Not slow like usual DSL, worse. I throttled it to a speed of 56K dial-up. The next morning, Karen was back. She was waving her phone in the air, yelling at the top of her lungs. Why won't the internet work? I can't even load my HOA emails. I stepped out onto my porch, arms crossed, enjoying the view of the lake. Trouble connecting, Karen? I asked casually. She spun around, glaring at me. What did you do? This is sabotage. You can't mess with HOA property. I pointed at her little device blinking weakly in her hand. That device isn't HOA property, it's trash. You don't own the right to intercept my connection, and clearly, you weren't prepared for the consequences of meddling with someone who controls the source. Her face turned red with rage. I will report you. I'll get the police. This is illegal. I couldn't help but laugh. Go ahead. Call them. Tell them that your master plan to spy on my private fiber line resulted in dial-up speeds for you. I'm sure they'll find that educational. By mid-afternoon, her frustration peaked. She was trying to load her HOA emails, but every click was met with endless buffering icons and the occasional screeching modem noise that seemed straight out of the 1990s. Passers-by noticed her flailing, and some even stopped to watch, stifling giggles. It was performance art, really. Later that week, Karen called the HOA board in a panic. My internet. I can't work. He did this to me, she screamed. But by the time she finished, the board members were already laughing at the situation. They had received screenshots of her slow connection attempts, every single one of them buffering painfully. The board finally admitted they couldn't intervene. It was private property, her intrusion, and she had zero rights. I watched the drama unfold from my porch with a cup of coffee, smiling as Karen drove off for the third time that day, red-faced and flustered. She had learned a lesson. Never mess with someone who controls the infrastructure. By the weekend, I had returned the fiber to full speed. I wasn't cruel. I just wanted her to experience a little taste of what happens when you try to hijack someone else's property. Karen? She disappeared from my road entirely for months, probably scared to touch anything I owned. From that day on, the lake cabin was peaceful again. I had my fast internet, my privacy intact, and a very valuable lesson for Karen quietly delivered. Never underestimate someone with direct control over their own domain.